What up, y'all? Here for a song review. You know what I mean? Lupe Fiasco has a new track featuring Sirah, if I'm pronouncing it right, called Lilies. And I think it's gonna be off his upcoming mixtape, Lost in the Atlantic Ocean, which his new album Testual and Youth will be dropped next year in January, I do believe. I guess some type of protest yet again happened where people went online and did something where they, not giving him a date yet again, and so they gave him a release date. But we will have a mixtape. Don't know when it's coming, but Lost in the Atlantic Ocean. I think it's I want to say January 15th. The album next year. I know it's like in the first quarter or whatever. But yeah, so we got this new song featuring Sirah, entitled Lilies. Definitely a beautiful song, a great song. I like the production on it. His lyricism is still there. His flow is decent. The last two verses I think are dope as shit. I mean, with Lupe, you definitely gotta really open your ears and listen. I remember the last track that he put out, Pussy, and a lot of people was like, not really understanding the way he went with it, and it was a track before that, Crack or something like that, to where, he did his own interpretation for what he said on the album is going to be his own ratchet type music in his way. But I definitely feel like this is one of the better Lupe songs. It gives me that feel of Food and Liquor 1 and Food and Liquor 2, definitely. So I'm fully looking forward to the mixtape because, like, the last mixtape he put out was, what was it, For the People? And a lot of people didn't even like that shit. If I'm correct, I think that was the last mixtape that he put out. So it's been a minute before we get, we had a project from Lupe. And I definitely feel like he's on the right path. But you could just tell he wants his independence as far as him being creative, him being able to do his own thing. Because let's be real, Lupe hasn't been the same since his debut album. Then you have The Cool. He kind of lost us with Lasers, but that was him compromising with the label. And then you have from Lasers to Food and Liquor, 2, which was great. It was phenomenal, but, still going against the label and just gave you a whole packaging with nothing in it, and I thought that was pretty fucking weird. I was very disappointed in that because it's like the music is great, the visuals that he put out was great, but it's just like no nothing. But, that shit was crazy. But definitely he put out a great song. Chief Keef and Tyga got a song called Now and Later, and at first when I heard it, the first thing I thought about was the Candy Now Laters. Because you know how the Candy say it's hard now and soft later. Pause that, but I've heard it. I will say it got to grow on me. It's not really one of the best type of Chief Keef songs I heard. I wouldn't even classify it as drill music. Tyga verse was okay, he did his thing. It's just a weird combination, seeing how, even though the beef is gone between Tyga and that nigga and Dirk and that nigga Chief Keef, but it's just like, I don't see the connection. And the situation that Tyga is in is like, okay, they're not releasing your music, so therefore you can do a verse with somebody else and they sign off on that. I guess, who the fuck knows, but, I mean, the song, I really don't like it. I mean, it's alright, maybe if I heard it a couple times, it's really nothing there as far as the subject matter with Chief Keef. Then with Tyga, it's like, you actually can spit. If you remember, your first album, Black Thought 2, and he definitely has bars, not of no J. Cole or Drake level, but he actually can put words together pretty great if you go back and check Black Thought 1 and 2, which I don't get why he haven't dropped Black Thoughts 3, but this song is, for now, I don't like it. Drake dropped off a new record. How about now? It's a dope song. I don't really care what nobody says. It's a dope song. I don't know. With Drake, he doesn't mind giving you his life, and if you feel the record to where I thought it was about the bitch Johnny Blaze, that him and her went back and forth. Obviously, that's a fucking voicemail that he had on his phone. It's at the beginning of the record, and he basically it's another song where it's female orientated, where he breaking a lot of shit down. And I'm thinking that it's a song back when he wasn't on yet, and living in Toronto, and basically things that went on in that particular situation, and basically you didn't want me now then, but now you want me now situation. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm trying to do the music shit. You're like, oh yeah, it's alright, you know, like he said, throwing some ludicrous. And you looking at the bitch like, yo, I just did this, but now you see like, okay, boom, I'm here, I'm Drake, the same person I was trying to take it in, you know, and now it's like, okay, how about now? You want me now? I got a Grammy, I got platinum records, I'm known worldwide, I'm a superstar. Now do you want me? So it's kind of like going back to that girl that kind of dished you or that way and be like, now what? Oh, now you want me because you see everybody else wanted me, but I wanted you before all this. So I definitely feel like Drake, he gives off real emotion, like when it comes to records. And you can call him soft, you can call him fake, but he conveys emotion in a great way, and I fuck with the song. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been there. You can't be a nigga and say you don't like Drake for the simple fact he makes soft music. He makes relatable music. He makes honest music. You know, I'm not bandwagoning a nigga, but if you... See, the thing what my grandfather always taught me from his era of music, he always told me, when it's real music, you really can feel it in your soul, and you get them chill bumps, them goosebumps from the production, from just the lyrics, just the way everything combined together, and you get that, ooh, shit, that feeling like that, that's when you know it's a real song. But when it's bullshit, the song will be playing and you're not paying attention to it, and it's just like, oh shit, I was listening to something, let me run that back. So I definitely feel like Drake, he got one with this. Will I think it'd be on his album Views from the Six? I have no idea, but I definitely can feel like with this album, with Views from the Six, because I'm thinking that's somewhere in Toronto from what he's saying, and I've seen the little pictures of the mixtapes and, you know, not official mixtapes, but I'm thinking that is going to be about a chapter in his life before the fame. You know what I'm saying? They got him up to the point where he is now. You know, so that's what I think the album should be about, you know, from the Degrassi days, you met Wayne, the first album, how did you feel about that, the reception you got from that, the bullshit you went through with artists in the game, then it moves on to Take Care, you dominated with that, the accolades you got with that, and then moving on to Nothing Was the Same. You know what I'm saying? Go through every era from the mixtapes all the way through. That's what I feel like Views from the Six should be about, because it's just like, okay, this is your city, this Toronto. They know you over there, so they understand the story. But over here, bring that story. He did it here and there throughout the albums, but I think it's much more to his life before all the famous shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know more about, okay, when you was on Degrassi and you blew your money, and why did you take your mom card and do this? Why did you have your uncle car driving in front and doing this and wasting all your money on champagne when you was supposed to do it for this? So it's just the pieces that I want him to finish finally, so people can stop with the whole he has it but he don't. Because let's face it, even Drake said on Take Care was like, I see the shit they be poking fun at, never the flow though, they know I run that. And that is true, but it's like, how are they getting mad where the melodic type shit he always was known for from his fucking earlier mixtapes, like Comeback Season. You know, he did a lot of rapping and everything, but he still played around with the elements of the melodic type shit, but he was more rapping. And then by the time it got to So Far Gone, you know, you did hear the more the melodic type rapping type songs and things of that nature. And by the time his first album came out, so when I heard it, it's like I expected that. So I just want him to overall give the story, complete the shit, and give us that classic album. You know, Take Care on fucking steroids. You feel what I'm saying? I get you gonna sing and you working on that with the melodic sound, but I just think he needs to shut shit down. We need that Stay Scheming Drake. We need that 5 a.m. in Toronto Drake, that 9 a.m. in Dallas Drake, that you know Drake, like those type of records. And let us understand that when you was there in Toronto doing your thing, nigga, you was rapping, you was killing shit. You was even beefing with rappers that was from your city. You know what I mean? Doing, like, you know. So that's the type of shit I want to see. But from this song, you know, it's typical Drake, but I still feel it's a good record. And you got to give your hat to him, because 2014 went by, dropped no album, no mixtapes, just songs here and there, and still was as big as an artist that put out projects and mixtapes and was touring and shit. So you got to tip your hat to him. Another record, Diggy Simmons is back, you know, and if y'all didn't see my Diggy Simmons review on my old channel, y'all probably never see it because I don't have that channel, but this definitely shows why he's still here and he's still you know, relevant in a sense. He's been away doing whatever he's doing, touring, school, who knows. But, you know, a lot of slack has been given to this song because it's like, okay, it is a female-orientated record, but it's like the melodic sound of Drake. You could tell, like, okay, he listens to a lot of Drake, a lot of J. Cole, which in my personal opinion, he shut J. Cole the fuck up. You know, I don't think J. Cole was expecting Diggy to come at him like that, say what you want, but J. Cole didn't respond. In hip-hop, you respond no matter who it is, so in that case, Diggy won that battle. But, you know, a mellow beat, his flow was great, lyrics, the background vocals, honest, you know, like a female-orientated record for the ladies. And it just, honestly, you know, I want you here, I want you to be around, and you got to respect that. And for me to come out and say that about the record, I always was a Diggy fan. I thought his first album should have went platinum. It was incredible. The lyricism behind it, whether he wrote it or whoever wrote it, the way he delivered it, it was, for his age bracket, that shit was top shelf. Pick anybody at his age when he dropped that album, for any artist that was a young artist, put out an album and compared to that, it's unmatched. By the time Diggy hitting his 20s and shit, he gonna be something to reckon with, you dig? And that song, I fuck with that record. Now the last track I'm gonna talk about is Chinks Drugs featuring Bobby Shmurda and Robbie Rebel with Bodies, produced by Young Chop. Now, I had so much hope for Chinks Drugs, you know, when he dropped Cocaine City, you know, Cocaine Riot 1, Cocaine Riot 2, Cocaine Riot 3, Cocaine Riot 4. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the name of his shit, you know. I forget. And I know it's Cocaine something, you know, I think it's Cocaine Riot. But it's like, I had hope for him. Then an EP he dropped. I'm like, oh, he owned. Like, there you go. Like, take it off while it's there, because it's just like, he's doing him, but this record just seemed like it's so much fitting in. You got Bobby Shmurda where, okay, he hot for now, but he sounds like Uncle Murder. Let's get that out the way. The other cat, Roddy Rebel, don't know too much about him, but the beat is the hardest shit about it. Chinks didn't need them. I think Chinks needed a record by himself to show people he could hold a record by himself. But at the end of the day, of course, in New York, it's going to get radio play because of the Bobby Shmurda, the Young Chop beat. But Chinks need to, you know, find his niche again, like Cocaine Riot 3, like when they did, you know, the Cocaine, you know, music series with French, when they were just going in bars, because he actually could spit, in my opinion. That's just what I think. But, I mean, just a couple songs that I just want to touch on. You know, I had 10 of them, but, you know, I'm going to talk about these 5 for now and get to the other 5 later. But, yeah, man, song review, Lupe Fiasco started off featuring Sirah with Lilies, definitely a dope track. So if you heard any of these tracks, let me know how you like them, how you feel, and other than that, man, call it a night. You know, got some applications to turn in tomorrow, you know, still out here trying to get right. But other than that, man, I'm just me, man. Shout out to the subscribers. I got one more for y'all. Stay tuned.